Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bosch. The number of clean diesel models in North America will double by 2014. Bosch Clean Diesel. Good, clean, fun. Bridgestone. Your journey, our passion. Dow Automotive Systems. Improving durability and increasing design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesives at dowbetamate.com. And by the 2013 Hyundai Sonata. Learn more at HyundaiSonata.com.
Hello and welcome to Autoline Daily for July 26. I'm John McElroy, and here is the latest news. More car companies are reporting their earnings for the second quarter. Yesterday, the numbers did not look so good. Today, they look a little better. Let's start with the Volkswagen Group, which sold 2.3 million vehicles in the last 3 months. That's up 9.5%. All that brought in $59 billion in revenue, and that's a lot. And Volkswagen earned $4 billion in operating profits. Interestingly, Audi accounted for 46% of all the profits in the Volkswagen Group. Next up is Nissan, which sold 1.2 million vehicles worldwide in the second quarter. That brought in just over $26 billion in revenue, resulting in an operating profit of $1.5 billion, which represents a 20% drop. And that makes the comparison to Hyundai very interesting. Hyundai sold 1.1 million vehicles, or almost as much as Nissan. It raked in $19 billion in revenue, which is less than Nissan because its cars are priced cheaper. But Hyundai posted an operating profit of $2.2 billion, which is substantially more than Nissan's. And speaking of Hyundai, it's cutting its forecast for global auto sales this year. It expects that all the automakers in the world will sell 77.1 million units industry-wide, but that represents a 500,000 unit drop from its previous forecast. Hyundai changed its estimate because of all the struggles in Europe and the slowing economy in China. Man, Sergio Marchionne is ticked off at Volkswagen. He's accusing it of waging a price war. He's quoted as saying, and I quote, "It's a bloodbath of pricing and it's a bloodbath on margins." Marchionne also called for the European Commission to address the continent's overcapacity problems because the French and German automakers have not done enough to fix the problem. You asked for it, Randy Seck, and now you're going to get it. He's one of our viewers that wanted info on Mazda's next generation midsize sedan. The 2014 Mazda 6 is a perky-looking four-door that will take a bow next month at the Moscow International Automobile Salon. It'll be the company's second vehicle to fully incorporate SkyActiv engineering. That's Mazda's way of optimizing a vehicle's structure and powertrain to cut weight and improve efficiency. The car will also feature its strangely named iE-Loop technology, which is a capacitor-based regenerative braking system. It supposedly improves efficiency by 10%. As for the design, the front end looks a lot like the recently introduced CX-5, all part of Mazda's new Kodo styling theme. The complete Mazda 6 lineup will be revealed at the Paris show in September. GM is restructuring the way it develops new product. It's streamlining the whole process by consolidating 3 positions into 1. In the past, each product program was controlled by a vehicle line executive, a vehicle line director, and a vehicle chief engineer. Now, one executive chief engineer will be in charge of every product, and they will all report to Doug Parks, GM's newly appointed vice president of product programs. And speaking of product development at GM, the new Cadillac ATS may have the most interesting and thorough approach to aerodynamics on the underbody of the car. And we'll show you what we're talking about right after this.
Reducing exhaust emissions, aerified diesel particulate filters, high filtration, low back pressure, small package size, excellent durability. DowAerify.com.
The underbody of the Cadillac ATS rewrites the book on how you design a car for aerodynamics. They've done a more complete job of closing off openings and smoothing out the underbody than I've ever seen on any production car. Here's Larry Craig, the engineering program manager on the ATS, pointing out some of the details.
John, I wanted to just review a little bit of the ATS's underbody here and really highlight how our engineers have paid attention to detail in the underbody to deliver an aerodynamic, I'll call it the side that you don't see, but what engineers say is the best side of the car. And as you can see, we've got extensive use of belly pans, which provide a laminar or airflow underneath the vehicle. We've got only deflectors at the tires. Normally you would have an air dam. That's been eliminated because we're looking at allowing the air to flow under the car, flow through the car, and then back out, providing not only balancing lift and dive of the vehicle at speeds. We do use deflectors again at the wheels. I think one of the highlights and the attention to detail that I can mention is even the aero covers that we have on our rear suspension links. That provides a drag count reduction of 0.01, and that level of detail delivers the fuel economy that we've shown for the 2.5 liter at 33 EPA on the highway. These shields also serve as a dual purpose. Some are plastic in key areas where we want acoustic and noise reduction. We've used the different materials which dampen the road noise and not only serve a dual purpose for performance.
I really like those plastic covers on the bottom of the suspension links in the rear suspension. I've never seen anyone go to that detail to improve underbody aerodynamics, and I especially like how they closed off underneath the front and rear fascias. Pretty good stuff. Cadillac says the ATS has a coefficient of drag of 0.29. That's pretty good for such a short car. It's easier to get better drag numbers with a longer car because that allows the aero guys to manage the air better. Hey, don't forget that Autoline After Hours tonight will be at Bob Lutz's garage. This is going to be a great show because one of the best car guys in the history of the auto industry is going to talk cars with me and the auto extremist, Peter DeLorenzo. If you can't catch it live, watch it at your leisure at Autoline.tv or get the podcast at the iTunes Store. Anyway, that wraps up today's report. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.